3 minutes gone past 7 a.m. This is your Feel Good Radio, Fresh 107.9 FM at Belkuta. Good morning to you wherever you're listening to us from. Today, Wednesday, the 23rd day in the month of December 2020. Adore, that's the song kickstarting things at this hour. It's Kobam Sasuko, Loretta Cookie, and another coming together on that song. Because it's 2 days to Christmas, thereabout, so you'd understand the excitement, you'd understand the choice of music. Amazing times. This is the period when you see so many people. I know you've seen them around town with polythene bags, with, chicken with the head, coming out on one side. A very interesting idea. I don't know who came up with that idea. People just cut that side and then you see the chicken head popping. If you're one of those that get scared when things just come out of the blues, you might get scared sometimes. But I know a lot of us are getting ready for Christmas, and the advice continues to be that as we celebrate in moderation. Remember, the COVID-19 is still with us, so it is important that we obey the guidelines. Wale Bakare is my name. I say good morning to you this Wednesday.
My name is Omoyemi Adesoye, and it's so good to have you join us this beautiful Wednesday morning.
Mr. Samson Akindele will be joining us as we take a look at the headlines this morning, freshly pressed, right here on Fresh 107.9 FM at Belkuta. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday morning, the 23rd day in the month of December 2020. Welcome to Freshly Pressed this morning. This is where we'll take a look at the headlines on the national dailies. We do this Mondays through Fridays from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And it's good to know you're there. We will kickstart things, as always, by mentioning some of the headlines on the dailies this morning. The Punch, The Guardian, The Tribune, the pen-pushing newspapers, the Premium Times. Those are some of the options available to us this morning. Quite a number of headlines to look out for. We'll get to mention them. First off, this morning, the Punch says Buhari under fire, says only God can police Niger border. That's on the Punch this morning. That particular report you will find on quite a number of the dailies this morning. The Premium Times also with that report. But this one says Nigerian government yet to decide on flight restrictions amidst threat of COVID-19 variant. That's on the Premium Times this morning. Speaking of COVID-19, Buhari orders sanctions for inbound passengers evading COVID-19 test. That's on the Punch. There's also security agents to enforce civil servants stay-at-home order. It's right there on the Punch as well this morning. Remember, the federal government had said workers from grade level 14 downward should stay at home for the next 5 weeks, because they've advised states to adopt that idea as well. States, of course, are at liberty to make up their mind what they want to do. But it's right there on the Punch. Security agents to enforce civil servants stay-at-home order. That's talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and efforts to stop it. You will also find that report on quite a number of the dailies this morning. Police claim ignorance as gunmen kidnapped many travelers in Edo. Is on the Punch. One dies in customs Ogun community youths clash. Also on the Punch this morning. Olu of Warri not dead, receiving medical attention. That's according to the palace. SIM-NIN linkage. Applicant stranded as NIMC website crashes is another to look out for this morning. The pen-pushing newspapers with some headlines to look out for, talking about that Benin kidnap. Gunmen abduct scores of passengers along Benin Auchi Road. Is on the pen-pushing newspapers. There's this very sad one. 17 people die in accident along Lokoja Abuja Highway. Ogun State government acquires tricycle ambulances to address maternal infant mortality issues. Is on the pen-pushing newspapers this morning. Arsonists plan to launch attack during Yuletide. State Security Service raise alarm. That's on the pen-pushing newspapers as well this morning.
And on The Guardian, doubt as Buhari inges revenue, job creation on gas sector. Buhari extends COVID-19 panel's mandate to March. Also on The Guardian, Nigeria keeps mum about Financial Times failed state verdict. DSS alerts Nigerians to planned attack on public places at Christmas. And on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, they have the latest number as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. Nigeria records 999 new COVID-19 cases, total now 79,789. They also have this report: Nigeria is at risk of becoming a failed state, according to Financial Times.
Well, that particular report by the Financial Times is on many of the dailies this morning, and I know that a number of people are waiting for what the reaction of the federal government will be to that report. But we'll take a very quick break and return to get to talk about some of these headlines. Well, of course, we're starting with that one. Boldly reading on the Punch about the president's statement concerning the Nigeria-Niger border. Don't go anywhere.
Babe, I can't believe I won't see you again till next week. I've really missed you.
Nah, I miss you more.
That's impossible because I miss you more.
Me, I miss you like Ilode.
Oh my. Wow, babe, we've been talking for like forever. Oh yeah. Time to hang up.
No, you hang up.
Okay. Let's hang up on 3.
Okay.
1, 2,
3.
You didn't hang up.
Neither did you, Joe.
That's because I don't want to stop hearing your voice.
Aw, babe.
Your pillow talk doesn't have to end when you talk all day long for just 11 co per second to all networks. Dial star 311 hash to get talking right away.
Glow Unlimited.
Abẹ́òkúta ẹ jẹ́ ká fò fáyọ̀ ìbò wọlé dé Abẹ́òkúta ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ̀ nílùú Ẹ̀gbá Academy Suite balẹ̀ bàgẹ́ sílùú Ẹ̀gbá ilé ìtura èyí àtú Ẹ̀gbá lára ìgbanilálejò tiwa ò máa lẹ́lẹ́gẹ́ aṣíwájú la jẹ́ láti Ìbàdàn débi gbogbo àyíká tó rẹwà pẹ̀lú ìmọ́tótó tó gara swimming pool èyí ga ó ti lọ́wọ́jú yàrá àwàdà ó dùn ó àjòjì ilé ní Academy Suite l'Abẹ́òkúta ó ti lọ́wọ́jú ẹgbẹ́ Abadíyà Central Mosque Abẹ́òkúta MKO Abiola Way Lámúlẹ́sí Academy Suite èyí ga ó ti lọ́wọ́jú.
Academy Suite. Telephone 0817 666 6601. Academy Suite. Home away from home.
Thank you for staying with us. Freshly pressed this Wednesday morning on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Wale Bakare is my name. Omoyemi Adesoye is also on the program this morning. Mr. Samson Akindele is with us this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Great to see you this morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here again. Good morning, Omoyemi. Good morning, listener.
Buhari under fire, says only God can police Nigeria-Niger border, is on the Punch this morning. Comes with a number of riders. Statement from Buhari, a commander-in-chief. Shocking. That's according to the PDP. President using God as a cover-up for his failure, says Northern can. Comment signifies loss of control, height of waywardness. Afenifere or Aneze. Those are some of the reactions that come with that story, or the riders that come with that headline. The opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, the Ohaneze Indigo and the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, as well as the Yoruba Socio-Cultural Group Afenifere on Tuesday, took a swipe at President Muhammadu Buhari over his comment that only God could effectively supervise Nigeria's border with Niger Republic. The groups, in separate interviews with The Point, said the president's statement was not only an indication that he had failed, but also that he had been overwhelmed by insecurity and other problems in the country. Buhari, according to a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, on Tuesday, said only God could effectively supervise Nigeria's border with the Republic of Niger. The president spoke while receiving in audience former Vice President Namadi Sambo, who heads ECOWAS election mission to the Republic of Niger. The president spoke amid concerns about insecurity and influx of bandits into the country from Niger Republic and other neighboring countries. Recall that 2 weeks ago, bandits kidnapped schoolboys in Kankara, Katsina State. But on Tuesday, Buhari explained why Nigeria's border with Niger Republic was difficult to man. In the statement by Adesina titled President Buhari pledges support for Poles in Republic of Niger, describes outgoing president as a decent man. The president said, I come from Dara, few kilometers to the Republic of Niger, so I should know a bit about that country. The president is quite decent and we are regularly in touch. He is sticking to the maximum term prescribed by the constitution of his country. Also, we share more than 1,400 kilometers of border with that country, which can only be effectively supervised by God. I will speak with the president and offer his country our support. We need to do all we can to help stabilize the Sahel region, which is also in our own interest. The president was also said to have applauded President Mamadou Issoufou for not attempting to tamper with the constitution of his country and elongate his stay in power after serving for the maximum 2 terms. Anyway, a number of reactions have trailed that very short part of that statement where the president said only God could supervise the Nigeria-Niger border. The People's Democratic Party spokesperson, because Mr. Kola Olobode said, I quote, Mr. President has just confirmed what we knew all along, that he had failed. How were our borders protected before he took power in 2015? It is shocking and appalling that the president, a retired general, who in his lifetime has been a military head of state and now a civilian president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, will speak so loosely about the responsibility he was elected to discharge, but has failed to do. It has vindicated our position that no one is in charge of this regime. Comment signifies loss of control. That's according to the Ohaneze Indigbo. The Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Chief Chuks Ibegu, asked the president not to shift the mandate Nigerians gave to him to protect them to God. He added that God had given him the knowledge and will to check what was going on. Pandev, they say that the president's statement is completely unacceptable from a commander-in-chief. Their spokesperson, Ken Robinson, said that Pandev and a lot of well-meaning and patriotic Nigerians have repeatedly said the security architecture of the country has been overwhelmed by the various issues of insecurity across the country. And they say that the president's statement validates the opinion that the security architecture of the country has been overwhelmed. Well, it is the same position by the Afenifere, who say that it is clear that these people don't reflect on what they say to Nigerians anymore. How can a president who shut Benin and other borders for over a year without any just cause, but lacks the will to shut Niger border because of cultural kinship, utter the statement? It is the height of irresponsibility. It is the height of irresponsible and waywardness in leadership. Oh, irresponsibility, I'm sure they meant. Well, president using God as a cover-up for his failure. That's according to the Christian Association of Nigeria in Kaduna. And, well, the chairman and vice chairman of the 19 northern states and Abuja says president using God as a cover-up for his failure. Well, it goes on and on. There are a number of reports of fresh attacks in Kaduna, Katsina, just to remind us of the situation in the country, especially up north. It's right there on the Punch this morning. Buhari under fire, says only God can police Nigeria-Niger border. That's on the Punch this morning. Because we know that the president's statement originally was to talk about the election in Niger Republic. And then he seized the opportunity to mention the problem being posed by the Nigeria-Niger border, saying that only God can effectively supervise that border. For a number of this PDP, Pandev, Afenifere, their interpretation is that what the president is saying is acknowledging that they failed, or acknowledging that they cannot control the situation in the Nigeria-Niger border. But some would also argue that the president has only just said, with that statement, described how difficult it is to man that border. What do you think about the president's statements, really?
Well, we can liken this to, for any kid, when we were growing up, who played football on the streets, and, you are looking for, very rarely you find people who want to be goalkeepers when we want to do what we call sets. Very few people want to be goalkeepers.
Except the ones that don't play well.
That don't play well. Then, for you to be in either of the teams, you have to say, I want to be the keeper. And in case you cannot find that, or you think your team is good enough, we have this slang that we say for long surely, you know, that well, we won't use goalkeepers, or the two teams we agree that look, let's leave the goalpost open, and we leave it to God to man the post for us. This is the situation, and it's a very disappointing situation, very frustrating, highly perplexing. If the president will say this, I don't know what will be going on in his mind when he said it. Maybe he only reminiscence about how the border was, and again how it is now. But to say that only God can protect that place, it means we just need to pack up the police, the military in Nigeria, and just tell them to go home, including the DSS, everybody. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he meant to say something else. But whatever it is, telling us to rest on God. God has been protecting us. Sometimes even when you pray, you don't pray. Even sinners, God will protect them, because maybe perhaps it's just looking at it that maybe someday this guy will come back, you know, and stop, you know, go away from the sinful way. So if we are following surely in this kind of thing, then I don't know where we need to look at again. What I will just tell Nigerians is that we have to pray for the president, and we have to pray for the nation, because it's clear that he is overwhelmed. Because
prayer, of course, that's the way to get to God. If God is of course, if only God is going to do it.
It's the only means that we have. We have to communicate to God that, look, this is what our leader said. Can you please come to our rescue?
I'm sure God heard already. So.
Of course. Can you please come to our rescue? And why we need to pray for him is that those who are in this government that are not letting him, of course, people he chose by himself, that are not letting him see or feel what the public is feeling, that maybe God should find a way of removing them from him. Because a lot of people have talked about he should resign, they should impeach him and all that. We know how difficult this can be in our climate. So it's not even, these are two options that I don't even think about. I wish it could happen in my lifetime, where a president will not perform, and the National Assembly will rise up and say, look, because of your non-performance, you know, we are ready to impeach and remove you from office. Or a leader will see that, look, I'm overwhelmed.
Things are going not great.
And he'll just pick up his pen and he'll just throw in the towel through resignation. So these are two options that are very difficult in this part. But, you know, when Baba has resorted to prayer, we have to follow suit and begin to pray, because it seems that's the only option. Very disappointing to say that, but what can we do?
Well, prayer is the key.
Prayer is the key. You know, is the only thing, and God answers prayer. God answers prayer.
Okay, moving on this morning, there's this report on the Tribune. Nigeria is at risk of becoming a failed state. That is according to the Financial Times. The Financial Times has reported that Nigeria is at risk of becoming a failed state. According to an editorial published earlier on Tuesday, the UK-based newspaper said the spate of insecurity in the country shows that the Nigerian government is no longer in control. With over 200 million people, Financial Times stated that Nigeria and its government must redouble efforts to get a grip on security. The editorial also added that Nigeria needs to restore trust in key institutions, among them the judiciary, the security services, and the Electoral Commission, which will preside over the 2023 elections. The report, that is the editorial, is on the Tribune this morning. You might want to check it out. Usually when reports like this come from outside the country, the federal government, they are quick to react, either to criticize or to condemn the report. But really, if we should look at this report by the Financial Times, it is somehow speaking what we are facing as a country at the moment.
1 million reports from outside this country, especially when they are against the government, will not change them. they will only those who man the communication team will only come out boldly, even sometimes without the president giving them the mandate, a statement. They will just issue a statement just to, further embolden themselves and call the rest of the world fools. So I think that's what it is. They won't care about it. We are talking about border now. If the border has not been that porous, how has Boko Haram been doing what they've been doing for 11 years now? Why is it that banditry is the new business in the Northwest? And in the South, that takes my mind to what happened yesterday.
So we'll get to that at some point.
In the South here, you have the borders that's been manned by the customs. Now the military will join them and all that. But I don't know. I've never been to that part of Nigeria that connects us with Chad or Niger Republic. Maybe I don't know how difficult it is. But I tell you, if all the generals in the north are put together, retired, they should be able to find a solution. But the president has decided to work with a set of people who will tell him what he wants to hear, who will not tell him the truth. So this kind of statement coming from anywhere, whether United Kingdom, the US, all of them, they will just throw them into the trash bin because it's not what they want to hear. When we say it here, they say people are ranting. They say these are distractors of the president. They call them names. And when it coming from abroad, for instance, if the Financial Times had said, oh, Nigeria is doing well, they will issue a statement again to support that. Look, you can hear what they are saying about us. So we will continue to tell them.
There's some that believe that's been a major Achilles heel of this administration. The fact that they would rather, when any criticism comes their way, they would rather go the route of criticizing the source of that criticism instead of maybe focusing their energy on trying to change the situation.
It's not about this administration alone. I remember during Dr. Goodluck Jonathan's time, they did the same. The difference is this. This is the worst communication team, presidential communication team I've seen in my own lifetime, at least adult life, that I began to understand politics and governance. This is the worst team, where Mr. Gabashew will say something, the other man, Mr. Adesina will say another thing. The president will come out to counter both of them.
And then there's some tweets by Loretta Anoche saying something.
There is no cohesion. Even if you want to lie to us on any issue, please let it be coherent in your lying. Don't leave those gaps. Of course, when a liar does his things, I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just coming somewhere. Okay. When a liar is doing the lying thing, you will have forgotten that he lied. He said something yesterday. He will say something today. So you need another lie to cover up. So that is what has been going on. The confusion that we've seen with this administration has never been seen by me before. So when you are talking about, them issuing statements and all that, I think, it's like they have different offices. I don't have to compare notes. Me, Gabashew, I don't have to compare notes with Femi Adesina. Femi Adesina will do his own in his office. And he has all the emails and contact of editors. They will just push this thing out. Then the president, who obviously have not seen those two statements.
It's interesting, some of the things that the presidential spokesperson say. Yesterday, I think I was watching Mr. Gabashew on Sunrise on channels, and he was talking about sanitizing the media space and all. And the question was put to him that is he talking about the efforts to reintroduce the social media bill? And his first statement was, I don't know of any efforts to reintroduce social media bill. And I'm thinking, who doesn't know of those?
Well, maybe he's being honest there. Maybe he's being honest. Maybe he didn't know.
Not to know.
Maybe he didn't know. But most of what they think they know, they don't even know. Not to talk about those things they don't know. some of these things, and the president will now come out and maybe he's speaking, he's hosting some people, or he will just pick up the microphone. Remember when he was ill and they told us there was nothing wrong with him, and Baba came back from the UK and said, I've never been this sick in my life. You know, now you can see that that communication team, I don't know, well, to sack them is not easy, because if it were to be a former president, and I know, in fact, that president will stand while that man will be packing his luggage from his office to leave the Aso Rock. But it's not going to happen that way. They've embarrassed themselves. They've embarrassed the nation a couple of times. We hope we don't get more embarrassment from that particular team.
Well, that Financial Times report is not just on the Tribune, it's on the Guardian. The Premium Times says Nigeria at risk of becoming a failed state. It's right there for you to look out for. We'll take a very quick pause and return in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
I dey think, oh, where the load go come from? I dey think, oh, I look up, I look down, I see phone for my hand, eh? Oh yeah. Express for express load, na sure banker, oh, eh.
Hard life no dey pay anybody, oh. That na why EcoBank land with Express Loan. Loan where everybody fit get, where they save with Express Save. Dial *326# to open your own Express Save account today on top your phone. Bang, bang, bang. You don't open am. No wahala. And with Express Save, you go fit get boku chance for Express Loan.
Express Save for express loan, na sure banker, oh, eh.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
So, then don't that gidigba berekete for Abeokuta Ogun State. Their name na Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. They be on get for clearing and forwarding agency to send anything to anywhere in Nigeria or to abroad. Relax, Shoba Services Nigeria Limited will help you send them to anywhere. Local and international delivery like letter, document, and parcel. Not be only this one be their job, oh. They sabi about all this one as well. Yeah, and safe ride, yeah, ticketing, insurance. Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. Go meet them for their office today.
Where they number 47 Olusegun Oshoba Road, Okelewo, Abeokuta.
Their WhatsApp number be 0818-900-8976. Telephone line 0802-387-5069 and 0818-900-8912. Website www.showoba.com.ng. On social media, Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Email sowkltd@yahoo.co.uk. Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Let una go meet them today.
Ọkọ mi, ṣé bọ́ọ̀sì yìí ti kún ṣá? Ṣé ìyá awakọ̀ ló jókòó sí? Ó yá pé nọ́mbà ọkọ̀ yẹn fún mi.
Màámi, ẹ má ṣe yọnu.
Dá mi lóhùn o jàre. Ó dá tí ẹ ṣe fídíò kọ̀ pàápàá kí n ráwakọ̀ yín ọ̀hún.
Kò lè tó yẹn, màámi. Ṣùgbọ́n o màámi, ẹ̀yin náà má ti mọ bó ṣe lọ gan ni kẹ̀. Fídíò call kẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kẹ̀, àtìgbà tí mo ti bọ́ sórí òpó ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ Airtel ni mo ti ń gba dátà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ nígbàkúgbà tí ń bá rówó ìpè tí pè mí nílẹ̀ yìí àti sókè òkú sì ti di kọ́bọ̀ mọ́kànlá péré fún ìṣẹ́jú àáyá kan.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, máa bọ̀ lórí òpó ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ Airtel lónìí kí wọn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbádùn gbogbo ìpè rẹ ní kọ́bọ̀ mọ́kànlá fún ìṣẹ́jú àáyá kan pẹ̀lú dátà ọ̀fẹ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó bá ra owó ìpè. Wàá sì tún gbádùn ìlọ́po méjì dátà fún oṣù mẹ́ta lórí àtẹ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ tó ní agbára 4G tó gbòòrò jùlọ. Ó ní ìlànà àti òfin o.
Wọ́n sọ fún awakọ̀ yẹn kó ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ jàre.
Màámi,
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Thank you for staying with us. Still freshly pressed this Wednesday morning. Remember, at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter, that's how you get your thoughts across to us as we take a look at some of these headlines. If you're watching live on Facebook, drop your contributions via that avenue. Very quickly, the latest COVID-19 numbers you'll find on some of the dailies this morning. The Premium Times, they have that. They have those numbers. They also have some other reports talking about the COVID-19. It says Nigerian government yet to decide on flights restriction amidst threat of COVID-19 variant. That's on the Premium Times this morning. But the Tribune, they have the latest numbers. Says Nigeria records 999 new COVID-19 cases. Total now 79,789. For 2 days now, I think the day before yesterday, there were 500 and something cases reported and then 356. I thought maybe we were going to keep seeing a reduction, but 999 as reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. At the moment, the number of people who have now died of the virus in the country, 1,231. That's 4 more than the previous day. The FCT alone had 416 new cases yesterday. Lagos had 324. And then there's Kaduna with 68. Plateau 42. It goes on and on. Ogun reported 6 new cases. Oyo 5. Edo and Taraba 4 each. And then Jigawa 1. But there are a lot of reports talking about the COVID. Federal government may spend 599 billion naira to vaccinate 149.9 million Nigerians by 2022. That's on the Guardian this morning. The Punch also talking about the COVID, says security agents to enforce civil servants stay-at-home order. There's also the report about the president extending the tenure of the PTF. I think it's up until March 2021. So there are a lot of reports, but the message remains that we all continue to obey these guidelines, wear your face masks in public, and hopefully we'll see a reduction in the numbers.
Senator condemns death of 3 in customs smugglers Ogun clash. That is on The Guardian. The senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Tolu Odebi, has condemned Tuesday's killings of some youth at the Kikelomo area of Ayetoro, headquarters of the Yewa North local government area of Ogun State. About 3 persons were killed during a clash between some suspected smugglers and operatives of the Nigeria Customs Service attached to Ogun State Command. It was gathered that the NCS officials invaded the area on the trail of some smugglers. A clash broke out between the customs officers and owners of some bags of smuggled rice who were trying to remove the items from a building. Expressing his displeasure over the sad incident in a statement, the senator described it as unfortunate but avoidable. He said it is unfortunate that an incident such as this could still be happening. After all that had been done and said about border reforms, modern techniques, and monitoring, Nigeria is going through a trying time with insecurity, COVID-19, and economic challenges. Customs should be more professional. The ugly incident, which occurred on Tuesday morning, had left residents to flee the town following the house-to-house search for suspected smugglers by the combined team of military personnel and customs men. One of those killed was identified as Shola Shoga. He was killed by stray bullets allegedly fired by a NCS officer in Kikelomo area of Ayetoro, Yewa North local government area of Ogun State. The rest of that story is on The Guardian. You might want to check it out. But isn't it interesting that the customs will leave the border and that they should be protecting? They will move to towns in search of rice that they ought to have stopped from entering the cities or the towns in the first place.
Nigerian Customs Service, I think if anybody is talking about police the way they did during the NSAS, maybe it's because some people hardly see these customs when they carry out operations, because Ogun State is, of course, close to Benin Republic, so we see them often. And some other states, people in Shaki, in Oyo State, and along that line like that. They are worse than the police. I'm saying it on radio this morning because I've been a victim of their unprofessional attitude. They were chasing a vehicle about 6 years ago, and they brushed other vehicles. Because of that vehicle they were chasing. You know, they normally mount this iron in front of their vehicles, their pickup vans, in the front or at the back. And they used that to scratch about 6 other cars as they were going. And they didn't stop. So that happened. And of course, I tried to reach out to, I think it's a FOA unit. That's the unit that controls Lagos and Ogun. Of course, reported to their PR and all that. And there's no way we could even identify which team. Now, that has happened to many citizens of this country who are not even smugglers. Now, to your question, people have a mandate to man the borders. You left the border open, people will bring in goods and service, goods to service their client, whoever buy from them, and you go into shops, you go into homes. I got a report about a month ago about what they did at Ifo. They were going to people's houses behind Ifo market, midnight. They will break the door, they will cut away rice and some other things they are looking for, vegetable oil, stealing fears everywhere, even where children were. They didn't care. What happened? What were you doing at the borders? That all these things, they said thousands of bags were kept away there, bags of rice. Where were you when those things came into town? We remember the one that happened at Songo. I've forgotten that popular market there. They did the same thing. Now to Ayetoro now, it is the first time I'm seeing this kind of thing happening in Ayetoro, because that's that hilly peaceful town. When we got the reports, it was a senior colleague, Mr. Ogeba Balola, that first called me yesterday, and that something like this is happening, we should put it on radio. And I felt, how did it happen? Then I started making calls, calling the state PRO of the police and other people. I thought it was a joke. Yesterday happened to be Ayetoro Market Day. A lot of people going in and out of that town, and it was a time for customs. They said they had come before. They went for reinforcement to bring in the military. And you did all that because you want to do enforcement. I think something has to be done. Unfortunately, with what the president has said, again.
No, the president was talking about the Niger.
Hey, see, that's why you see customs so active here, and they are not active in the north. They are not active. Maybe it's because of the same thing the president is saying.
Left that one for God.
You know, custom cannot handle what is going on there. You leave it to God. I think maybe here too, we have to call on God to save us from men of the customs, especially this Ogun State Command. Enough of this senseless killing of people, whether they are smugglers or not. There are other ways that they can do this enforcement without. Who will pay for that man that was killed yesterday? Who will? What are they going to tell the family? Even if you call the person a smuggler, you don't have a way of arresting him. With the retinue of arms and ammunition that you went there with, you could not find a way of arresting him. It means they just went there to go and kill, leaving tears and sorrow to the people. So I think, again, I don't want to say the federal government should do anything, because the commander-in-chief has said we should pray.
Anyway, that report that mentioned on The Guardian, referenced 3 to have died, but the state police spokesperson, Bimbola Yemi, did say that only 1 person died, although he said 3 others were injured in that incident.
I got 5 others, and I have videos. Because I have pictures of those that they shot them in the legs. Those guys.
In a statement by the by the public relations officer of the NCS Zone A, Theophilus Dunia, he said the NCS officers intercepted 6 Ford buses laden with foreign parboiled rice and were attacked by hoodlums supporting the smugglers. Speaking on behalf of the acting controller, Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Ikeja, Lagos, Dunia explained that the 3 customs officers were injured and 1 civilian died in the process. While thanking residents for their support during the operation, he warned youths against being used for criminal activities. You'll find all of those on the Punch, and this is it's interesting because this happened when you look at the statement of the customs, for a neutral He paints, like, if you are looking at it from far away, he paints a different picture entirely.
They were attacked
of what happened.
And then they responded.
You know, we were attacked, we responded, even thanked residents for their support.
That's the propaganda part of it, you know, because the residents wouldn't have supported you coming to their town to visit them with a reign of terror in that light. It's not, see, they can issue statement for all we care, but we have records of this kind of thing repeating itself. I remember the one at Papalanto. See, if you want to tackle anti-smuggling, use other means of doing this. Don't turn the cities into a war zone, because they are smuggling from the border several kilometers away, and you now bring the fight into towns and cities. It's not right. That is what we are saying. We are not. I'm not here now to say, look, leave those who are doing smuggling. That injures the economy. We know. But how did we get here? If custom had done his work the way they should have done it, we won't be talking about them coming into Abeokuta for a shootout, going to Ifo for a shootout. It means something is happening there. They should check their men at the border.
All right. Well, just before we take this break and return to talk to you, the pen pushing newspaper says Ogun State government acquires tricycle ambulances to address maternal infant mortality issues. The Ogun State government has acquired tricycle ambulances that will operate in 236 wards in the existing 20 local government areas across the state, aimed at addressing maternal and infant mortality. Pen pushing reports that the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, made this known when she took delivery of the 8 tricycles. 8 tricycles at our Okemos office in Abeokuta. The commissioner said the initiative will fast-track the process of transporting women in labor to the nearest primary health center and general hospital when cesarean section is necessary, adding that the common cause of infant death is lack of oxygen during childbirth for the baby, pointing out that early arrival to the health facility will address avoidable loss of life. Maternal and infant mortality is a major issue in this part of the world, although things might be improving when you look at it in one way. But it's on the pen pushing newspapers. The state government acquires tricycle ambulances to address maternal infant mortality issues. We'll take a break and return to talk to you. Don't go anywhere.
When the desirable becomes unavailable, then the available becomes the desirable. Now, the desirable is here. Brought to you by Aquifer Water Technical Services. The days of installing problematic boreholes are over. Aquifer is here to make your desired dreams of installing boreholes in the most seamless, technology-facilitated way a reality. They pride themselves on high integrity and professionalism with accurate and impeccable underground water survey. Their boreholes and installations are with up-to-date technology. You can also count on them to help you maintain your borehole to make it long-lasting. All their equipments are from overseas. Do you have a borehole that is giving you issues, or you want to install a new borehole? Contact Aquifer Water Technical Services today at OM68, 2nd floor, Omida Shopping Mall, opposite Omida Market. Telephone 0803-521-9273 or 0815-568-7878. Aquifer Water Technical Services. We excel in borehole technology.
Hello Bayo, ojú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ yẹn ni mo wà báyìí. Níbẹ̀ lọkọ̀ mi dẹnu kọlẹ̀ sí. Kódà mi ò ní.
Dákun lówó pè tó tó láti tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀lú pè yìí.
Rárá o, kò jẹ́jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kí ni ìdí?
Ìpè yìí ṣe pàtàkì gan ni.
Ó bá ti rìsáàjì ń gbà náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ṣùgbọ́n mi ò sí níbi tí mo ti lè rìsáàjì báyìí.
Ó ṣe kúkú yáwó pè lẹ́ǹkan.
Yáwó ìpè kẹ̀ báwo?
Pẹ̀lú Glow Borrow Me Credit, o lè yáwó pè kó o sì san padà lẹ́yìn náà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló rọrùn. Ìwọ sá ti pè *321# kó o sì jẹ́ láṣẹ ibẹ̀.
Lóòótọ́, ó ti lọ wà jù.
Glow ń dúró ti ní nígbà tó jà jùlọ.
Báyọ̀, bí mo ṣe ń sọ lọ, ọkọ̀ mi dẹnu kọlẹ̀ níbi.
Sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, sanwó lẹ́yìn náà pẹ̀lú Glow Borrow Me Credit.
Glow Unlimited.
One passenger, big auntie. Come and enter my bus now.
Hey, conductor, this cough is serious. Abeg, you need to go to the hospital.
Hospital? Auntie, if I go hospital now with this cough, those people will just say I have COVID-19.
No, they won't. Doctors say cough symptoms are different in every condition. Some are dry, others are wet, like your own.
God bless you, auntie. I have told this my conductor. The cough has refused to go.
and it could be tuberculosis.
Conductor, check am o, make you dey sure, because who no go no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB tests and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 for information on where to get the test.
This message is brought to you by Ogun State Tuberculosis, Leprosy, and Brule Ulcer Control Program and National TB Control Program Global Fund Project.
Thank you for staying with us this morning. Let's get to talk to you now. There's this report on the Punch. Look out for it. SIM NIN linkage applicants stranded as NIMC website crashes. I'm sure we'll get to talk a lot about that later on the platform this morning. But 0815-432-1079, 0818-111-1079. Those are the numbers to call. Quite a number of your thoughts in on Twitter already. We'll get to them in a moment. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning,
Yes.
Mr. Wale.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from? Talk to us.
Engineer Afolabi, I'm calling from Songo.
All right.
And I greet the guests in this house. I think I want to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. What is the meaning of refugee in an area whereby there is any criminal that run to a refuge area? What should happen to that criminal at first instead of a combatant to come and start to shoot? It is not wrong. I think our security agents should go back and learn seriously. It is an out of act to come to a refugee area and start shooting. It is wrong. Once a right is left the boundary, it has become food to others. Why do you have to shoot people because of food?
All right.
They are not smuggling arms. Only rice is food. Besides, once they left the point of the gate, it has entered the refuge area. In fact, they should be condemned entirely.
All right. Thank you, Jafabi. But that is not to condone the act itself. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm not Jimmy Togunat, my name. I'm calling from Iriakari in the morning.
Talk to us.
I want to thank you this morning for reading the editorial comment from the London newspaper. Please, I want you to please to read the that of the Nigerians every day. All our papers need issue. But this administration, they don't have the listening ear. They are not ready to change. On the issue of security and custom we are talking, we have been saying it since. We need technology to do it, not to come and say the border is coral. When you put technology there, you cover so many areas, and the custom will work with that instead of coming to town and killing the people. It's every time they come to town and kill it. By the time they ask them, the custom officer will come to the area, they ask them, they say that it's not safe. They can't operate there. So they are bringing this from there. So it is there that
they're running away from Boko Haram.
God will help us.
God will help us.
Amen. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Everyone, we all go back to God eventually.
Start going to church. Go to mosque.
He's the Alpha.
Pray.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Wale.
Yes, good morning.
I'm from Abeokuta.
Okay.
Good morning, my guests, our guests in the house. Using God as a cover-up, I began to laugh, and then I don't know where to go down to say there's no reason or why any leader, in respect to Mr. President, I don't think he's supposed to come up this way. Because if I have given you opportunity to lead me, and then you are betraying the trust and confidence I have in you, then it means you don't have that, you don't have the wither now to continue to stay there. And, just even 10 minutes after you might have spoken that, made that statement. I'm telling you, remember the statement that is probably attributed to Professor Olusoyinka is confirmed now that there's nobody in charge of Nigeria Nobody. Let me tell you, the lack of quality leadership is affecting every sphere of life. The Financial Times is saying it also glaringly now that Mr. President, in judiciary, you have missed it in electoral, electoral, whatever you mentioned. Yes, he has missed totally.
Well,
they have been saying it. We are in a failed state in this country.
All right,
a failed nation.
All right,
people will normally say we are talking rubbish. Let me tell you, we are no more talking rubbish. This man crosses his legs, and then nothing is coming forth now. No idea.
All right. Well, anyway, I was going to say the Financial Times report, did not single out this administration. They spoke about the country. Well, you could argue that this administration has had a lot to do in the last couple of years.
Who has been there?
But they, Hello, good morning.
Hello, Wale, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You have someone in Nigeria calling you.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson, quickly.
Morning, sir.
I think who are criticizing Mr. President for making such statements that God, it is only God that can help Nigeria. I agree. I can say it, and I can say it everywhere today. They are insincere to themselves. Mr. Thompson, did you go through that particular story?
Yes, sir.
He said effectively. Okay. Underline that word, effectively. That is what Mr. President said. And in that particular story, he said, Mr. President said, we have nothing less than 1,000 and something porous entry between Nigeria and Niger. Even America, that are even experts in terms of technology and everything, they are still having issues with Mexico.
True.
Today. So, what pains me most, Mr. Thompson, at the end of the day, this is the same Nigeria who is blaming Mr. Buhari that is saying it is only God that can save the border between Nigeria and Niger. They are the one. If they were to go to Zonnet, they will commit it in the hand of God. If they go to Israel, they will commit it in the hand of God. All right. People that we are in UK.
All right, Mr. Solomon. All right, Mr. Solomon. Thank you for your contribution. Very interesting one there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning, Jim.
Very good brother. Come today. My name is Honorable Lanre Jaji, calling from the People's Parliament. While it's quite very unbecoming. I mean, I don't know. The sickness is too much. You cannot compare the worthiness of rice compared to that of the life of a human being. It's never done. These people are passing some things that we didn't catch them, we didn't apprehend them. Now they have gotten to the place that we now started shooting and killing them. We need to do something. These people need to be more civil. I mean, in their actions towards human beings. Human being life matters a lot. Good morning, have a pleasant day.
Right, good morning.
We don't want end custom to start to.
Shegun Bogi on Twitter. To me, Nigeria problems are beyond what Buhari or any president can sit down in Abuja office and handle successfully. I think total restructuring or true federalism is the way to go. Let every region or state control its resources and internal security. Edwin Abayomi, I do not subscribe to the idea that some people are shielding the president from reality. I feel it's a way of shifting the blame to some scapegoats. The president is responsible for every of his actions or inactions and should be held accountable and not some unelected people.
Ayoto Imbo additional says, what has destroyed Nigeria so far is that we resign to faith, religion, prayer, those things that are practically our duties. What Mr. Buhari said about Nigeria, but is just another way of spelling failure of one's responsibility. He says, God is now our paid army, is asking. Reverend Zachariah says, good morning all. Since the beginning of this government, there is no coherence in communication. I pray this coming new year, things will change. Raji Afiz Abidemi says, on the issue of COVID-19 vaccine to be made available to Nigeria soon, can we trust the effectiveness and potency of the vaccines from points of production to exporting to Nigeria to transporting to the nooks and corners of Nigeria? Well, that was what the president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, was saying when he met some representative of the health sector, saying we need to work out these modalities, logistics. We need to make sure they are in place. It is better to have them in place and the vaccines take a longer time to come than to rush down the vaccines, and then we don't have this the logistics to keep them.
Vaccines have been coming from abroad to this country. Don't let us press that panic button
and make it seem like it's something that is undoable.
Yeah, it is doable. So people should just rest assured that the health expert that we have there, they know how to handle some of these things, and those that are bringing them will also do the same.
Honorable Ademola K. Vanguard, the signs are ominous and have been there for long, but with God on his throne and we doing our bit as expected, we hope the projections of Financial Times and other naysayers will be averted. Politics aside, can we truly leave God out of our matters? God bless Nigeria. Olakomi Lanre, the prayers of those who didn't want President Buhari government to make any headway by always expressing their premonitions has been answered. Mr. President continues to fall into the hands, no thanks to these lackluster attitudes and crops of sycophants surrounding him. Okay.
Falani Bolan says on the presidential statements, all I know is that President and his aides are all protecting their inadequacy. Says the statement reveals that our government has left us in jeopardy. They should do the needful. Akorede Camille, what we are told is that officers of the Customs Service have the power to chase smugglers to anywhere, but we are not told they also have powers to hand over contraband goods to their wives for sale. That's an indicting one. Victor says, why would the president say such a statement that Nigeria border to Niger is in God's hands? This is the man that has served as head of state for many years as an army. Seriously, Nigerians are disappointed. If we can't do it, please let's invite some expert. For some people, it's always our inviting. Femi Shoyinka says only God can save us in this country. You won't believe that it is this same custom officers that assisted the smugglers to clear and led those smuggled rice to town. It is clear daily negotiation processes. It is a lucrative business for the officers at the borders. Well, we've heard people make such claims. It is just a pity to see officers of the Customs Service in Ogun State turning their activities to a reign of terror, and nobody from the government seems to care. People in the border town areas live in fear. It says
all the time.
We have to run now. That's the program. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your views on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm going for my own prayer vigil tonight, so that we're able to secure ourselves very well. God bless Nigeria.
My name is Omoyemi Adese. You do have a lovely day.
Wale Bakare is my name. Enjoy your Wednesday. Good morning.
Broadcasting worldwide, the latest hits and the greatest memories. Fresh.